boys and girls. I'm here to talk to you today about contractions. What in the world is a contraction? It's kind of a funny word, don't you think? A contraction is when you have two separate words that come together to make a new word. But you know what? The words do not come together peacefully. They get into car crashes. Oh no! Here's what I'm talking about. Let's say we had the two words she and will. Okay, so we have she in this car, we have will in this car, and when they come together, there's a car crash, all right? And when there's a car crash, the first word, it's big and strong. Nothing is gonna happen to the first word. So she, it's gonna be totally fine. Will, it's gonna lose some letters, okay? So when Will gets in an accident, here I have my car, you can see that the W and the I are gonna get knocked out. Okay, so like I said, she stays the same. Will, the W and the I get knocked out. So we put the L and the L. But you know what? Anytime letters get knocked out, you have to put something in its place. Are you ready for a funny word? We have to put an apostrophe. Can everybody say apostrophe? Apostrophe, good. So we're gonna put an apostrophe right up there. It's kind of like a comma, but it's up in the sky. It says, hey, there used to be some letters here, but they got knocked out. Okay, so now we have the word she'll. So we had she will, like in the sentence, she will be my friend, and now we have she'll be my friend, okay? And that happens with all of our all of our will family words. So let's say we have I will. All right, we have I in this car, and we have will in this car, and they're gonna drive along, and there's a car crash. Does anything happen to the word I? Nope. The first word, it's safe. So I stays the same. But what about will? The W and the I get knocked out. So we'll put the L and the L, and then remember that funny word? We have to put an apostrophe in the W and the I spot. So now we have the word I'll. I will eat a donut. I'll eat a donut. Okay? All right, let's look at some not family contractions, some not family. Not is a little bit different. With the will, the W and the I always get knocked out. But for the not family, it depends on how bad the car crash is. If it's not too bad of a car crash, only the O will get knocked out. If it's a really bad car crash, the N and the O get knocked out. So it kind of just depends on how bad our car crash is. So let's see, here's what I mean. We have the word has in that car. We have the word not in this car. They come together. Does anything happen to has? Nope, it's the first word. It's big and strong. Nothing happens to has. But what about not? Okay, so for this one, it's not too bad of a crash. Only the O is gonna get knocked out. So we have the N, we have the T, the O got knocked out. What do we have to put in its place? Apostrophe. Very good. What about can, not? Let's have them get in our car crash. Very good. Does anything happen to can? Nope. First word, big and strong. So can, it's safe. But what about not? This was a really, really big crash. For this one, the N and the O will get knocked out. So we get a T, but what goes in its spot? The apostrophe. Good. Let's see, do, not. They come together. Does anything happen to do? Nope. First word, always stays safe. Do is safe. Phew. Not, let's see how bad of a crash it was. The N survived. The T survived. But what do we have to put in the O's place? An apostrophe. Very good. So do not becomes don't. Do not get too close to people right now? Don't get too close to people right now. Good. Let's look at our had family. When had gets in a car crash, the H and the A get knocked out. So here we have they driving along. Here we have had driving along. Let's see, they come together. Does anything happen to they? Nope. First word is safe. They, totally fine. Had, they had. Remember I told you the H and the A get knocked out? So just a D, but don't forget the apostrophe. They had soup for dinner? Nope, sorry. They had been good. They'd been good. Good. All right, let's learn some more families. All right, over here we have our have family, the have family. With the have family, the H and the A will get knocked out. So we have you and have. They come together in a car crash. Does anything happen to you? Nope. First word stays nice and strong. Have, the H and the A, they get knocked out. We're left with a VE. Don't forget the apostrophe. So you have been good. You've been good. Good job. Also in the have family is the word has. Has. The H and the A also get knocked out just like have. It has gets in a car crash. Bam! Does anything happen to it? Nope. First word stays safe. Totally fine. H and the A, he gets knocked out. In its place, we put our apostrophe. It has been sad not having you here. It's been sad not having you here. All right, here we have the word am, are, and is. Am, are, and is. So let's see here. We have I am. They get into a car crash. Bam! Nothing happens to the I. A, he gets knocked out. A gets knocked out, and it leaves the M. I am a first grade teacher. I'm a first grade teacher. Let's look at you are. They come together. Bam! Does anything happen to the you? No, he was the first word. He stays safe. You are. Just the A gets knocked out. We put the apostrophe in its space. You are awesome first graders. You're awesome first graders. Last one, we have that is. That is come together into a car crash. Bam! Does anything happen with that? Nope, that is safe. What happens to is? The I gets knocked out. We put an apostrophe in its space. That is my friend. That's my friend. So for our contractions, always know, does anything happen to the first word? Nope, first word is safe. But for the last word, it's gonna lose some letters. But when the letters get taken out, instead we put in an apostrophe. Very good. So boys and girls, we have you doing some pages after you learn about contractions. So after you, my contractions are really getting into a car crash. After you learn about contractions, in your packet, you will find a page that says, let's learn about contractions. So grab your packet and let's see what we have. All right, so let's learn about contractions. Looks like this. And here we have some Band-Aids, okay? And on the Band-Aids, they actually gave us the contraction. So they gave us the contraction. We have to figure out the two words that came together to make the contraction. Remember what I said about the first word. Does anything ever happen to the first word? Nope, the first word's fine. So look before the apostrophe. What word is right there? Can, that's right. So your first word is can, because you know nothing happened to can. So on your first line, you'll write can. All right. Now we need to figure out what the second word was. The only clue that they gave us was a T. T was the only clue they gave us. I wonder if we can figure it out. I talked about will. Well, will doesn't have a T in it. I talked about not. Not had a T. Let's see. Can't. Cannot. Yep, that makes sense. I can't go to school. I cannot go to school. Good. So we can write can not, because that equals can't. Let's look at our next Band-Aid. We have ein. Remember, nothing happens to the first word. So look in front of the apostrophe. What's our first word? I. I is safe. Now let's look after the apostrophe. The only clue they gave us was an M. All right, we learned about will. We learned about not. We learned about the had family. We learned about the has family. We learned about the am family. Oh, am has an M. Did we just solve our mystery? Yep. So I'm is actually I am. So I am came together to make I'm. Good. All right, look at she's. Remember, look in front of the apostrophe. What word do we have? She. She is perfect. It survived the crash. So she goes on your first line. All right, now we have to be our detectives. After the apostrophe is the letter S. Will doesn't have an S. Not. Had. Has an S. But you know what else has an S? Is. It could be has. It could be is. She has a teddy bear. She is a teddy bear. There's two right answers for this one. So you go ahead and choose your favorite. I think I'm going to say she is. She is my friend. But like I said, you could also say have. She has. She has been good. She's been good. All right, down at the bottom. I've. Look in front of the apostrophe. I is our first word. Nothing happens to the first word. I is our first word. All right. Looking at the contraction families that we talked about today, which one ends with V-E? Which one ends? Oh, of course, it's the one that fell when I was cleaning up. There he is. Have ends with V-E. And remember, the H and the A got knocked out. So I have been missing you. I've been missing you. Good. And then today we have one other page that we're supposed to do. I'll do the first box with you because that first box is will then teach us what to do. So here we have some popcorn. Who doesn't love popcorn? I know I do. And we have 6 words. We have I, you, that, are, had, and is. And we have to figure out some words that go together to make a contraction. Well, let's just give it a try. I are. I are happy? Does that sound right? No. What about I had? Ooh, I had pancakes for breakfast. That could go together. I is does not sound right. It must be I had been good. But we're not going to write I had. We're going to write the contraction. So I knew I could start with I because nothing ever happens to the first word. Had. I wonder if you remember what gets knocked out. Does the H get knocked out? Yep. Does the A get knocked out? Yep. So the H and the A get knocked out, and in its place you put an apostrophe. I'd been good today. I've been good. I had been good. I'd been good. All right, so we've used I and we've used had. You. Let's see what goes with you. You are. Ooh. You are very nice. You're very nice. That could work. What about you is? You is my friend. Oh, that just sounds silly. You are. Can we put down you? Yep, first word. Nothing ever happens to you. So you is safe. You are. Who remembers what gets knocked out with an R? It's the A. Very good. The A gets knocked out. So we can put our apostrophe. And then we add the R and the E. Those two letters are safe. It's just the A that got knocked out. So we can cross out U and R. All right, that leaves us with that is. Since those are the only two left, I hope they make sense. That is very lucky that those are the last ones. That's very lucky because they make sense. So we can write the word that because nothing happens to that. All right, we've got that. Now for the word is, what gets knocked out? Yep, it's the I. The I gets knocked out and we add an apostrophe. So that is very lucky and that's very lucky. So those boxes there all go together for that 1, 2, 3. And then you'll take a look at the next ones and you'll read your words. He, what, has, we, will, are. And you have to figure out which ones go together. And then you'll write them on the lines just like we did in that box. All right, remember today we learned all about contractions. And we learned that some of the letters in the last word get knocked out. And in their place you put an apostrophe. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.